Hey guys, Chris and PJ here live in the Dream Giveaway Garage.
Happy Monday, sir.
Happy Monday indeed. What a big week it's going to be here in Dream Giveaway land, PJ.
Yeah,
And
we had a big week last week.
big week last week, big week this week.
Chris, you were standing under this big, huge
Wow.
tarp here.
In the show and tow. Hey, have you heard from the winner of show and tow?
I have not.
You gotta reach out to him. Make sure he made it back all the way back. That L&H from the great state of Arkansas made it back with the F-150, with the Futura trailer, and with the
Mustang.
Oh yeah, the Mustang, 1966 Mustang. Speaking of Ford performance, I'll tell you, it's a brave new world out there, isn't it, ladies and gents? And horsepower now comes in all sorts of different varieties, including 480 horsepower Mach-E GT Performance Edition. PJ, I'm still trying to wrap my head around this. 11 months in, 480 horsepower without a sip of gas. And I think of all the classic muscle cars that I've owned over the days, from Firebirds and more Firebirds and even more Firebirds and Trans Ams. And did I mention Firebirds?
I think Pontiac would have an electric car right now if it was still running.
I don't know. But none of my classic Trans Ams ever had 480 horsepower from the factory, right? 335 on the fourth gens, maybe 345 and in a 98 to 02, going all the way back to the 60s at those first gen Firebirds. And the big 400 cubic inch engines only had 335. Even the GTO, same engine, 360.
And I'm sure none of them could run without gas.
And none of them could run without gas. And they all had to get up into the curve to get that into that torque curve, right? To get all that power. And this one, 480 horsepower. So people are going, Chris, in all the fun cars you've owned, you've never owned a Mustang? I've never owned one. Never owned one. Don't ask me why. I just have never owned one.
Well, this one's really neat.
There you go. But somebody with a donation today to help out charity is going to find that they have that lucky ticket number that gets pulled. That means they get this, that we pay the federal taxes, that we fly them here to Florida, and they get to drive home or get it transported back, right? And
hopefully someday these things will just self-drive themselves to the winner.
there, yeah, someday, PJ. So I got to tell you, we're going to open the trunk. Yes. And what do we have going on here?
I don't see a cubic inch.
Nope.
8.
Nope.
V8.
Yeah, and the only couple of different access things here. One is to access wiper fluid. One over here is to access the 12-volt battery. Got to remove this panel. So you guys are saying to me, what do you mean, Chris? What do you mean it's got a 12-volt battery? It doesn't have to start an engine. Well, it kind of does, right? There's still a whole lot of 12-volt action going on. And so what's interesting is I read up on this, and Kathy's the one who sent me this article, that the battery in the Mach-E has about half the amperage of a traditional car battery. It's still 12 volts, so I'm not saying it's 6 volts. I'm not saying volts, I'm saying amps. So, and it's not called cranking amps because you don't have to crank an engine, but it only needs to power up everything that's on the 12 volt, right? Which does include the motors as well, the double motors on this one.
Right, double motors.
Double motors on this. But could the 12-volt battery go bad like on a traditional car? It could. It could. And so you'd have to remove this plastic panel, and just like any other 12-volt battery, you'd have to put a charger on it or you'd have to get a jump. And I know that's funny. You're saying, well, I'm going to have to get a jump in an electric car? Could happen. But usually you don't have to worry about that.
Now, as for jumping, I mean, every day you can plug it right in, right?
Yeah.
Now, obviously not to the battery, but for the entire car.
Correct, but that's an entirely different battery pack.
Well,
So we're
look at the back end. and you can see exactly what
I like looking at back ends, PJ.
Well, this particular one, the flow chart.
Don't get me in trouble, PJ.
This one, we've got one right here on the wall.
Right. And
so that we can charge it.
right, and then
So Chris has got his handy dandy.
got my handy dandy fob there with the,
And inside here is a flow charger for
Yep.
the winter.
that's correct.
Ready to go.
Ready to go home with the winter on it.
Installed.
And looks to me, looks like these fold down. Doesn't it look like that to you, PJ?
Yeah, those they fold right down, and you can make a bigger cabin there in the back.
There you
That's
go.
something they go
Yeah. And then of course you can remove this little panel here.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's got a little
And
screen.
so if you remove the screen and put that down, you've got a whole lot of cubic footage going on. Is that a technical term, cubic footage?
That's right. And of course, it plugs in the front of the car, which we still
Plug.
haven't figured that out.
Hold on, PJ, I'm pushing buttons.
And of course, you still have that right here.
Right, just like a gas store, but so no sticker saying you need 93 octane
Or diesel.
or diesel. There you go. And here's another thing. It's interesting. So you're saying, Chris, I don't think you could put a human being in here, but you know what? A small child could accidentally get in there, right? In which case, there's a new federal law. I don't know if you guys knew this. In case a person gets stuck in there, or a well-trained pet, they push this button,
Right.
and
you
that
can actually hear this unlock.
you can hear it unlock. That's right.
Now, Kathy says the battery and components have a 100,000 or 8-year warranty on them.
That's correct. So we've talked about this before. What warranties come with these new vehicles? So you think about a powertrain warranty, but that's where we're talking about the motors themselves. Then there's a battery warranty on it. And on a traditional ICE engine, you'd have a catalytic converter warranty, right? An emissions warranty. You don't have that on this, of course. And then there is a rust-through protection warranty as well, that both traditional, engines and the new, as they call them, BEVs, battery electric vehicle, BEV, that they have as well. So there's 4 or 5 different warranties that start at a date of service and they run until whenever.
It's amazing not having to buy gas, not having to get
Opportunity to, what's the phrase? Drive the you-know-what off of it, drive the pants off of it, whatever the saying is. And then at some point, time to get something else. But here's the thing. You can have it in your garage without ever having to make a car payment.
That is interesting. And there's only one day left, Chris.
And there's only one day left. You have until midnight tomorrow night Pacific time, Pacific Daylight Time, to get your entries to win at dreamgiveaway.com. One lucky person is going to win this. And I've got to tell you this. Odds are odds, right? But while you're getting entries for your favorite muscle car, your traditional muscle car, throw another couple of bucks on this one, or $100 or whatever you feel comfortable with. And you never know. You might find a vehicle that you and your entire family can use. Your kids, your grandkids, your significant other. I'll tell you, never turn down a free car, right?
That's right.
Indeed.
Now, as for what else we've got going on this week in the garage, we've got a big, huge day on Thursday.
What's happening on Thursday? I know. Thursday this week starts with the letter B.
Well, Pedro says, hi, Chris and PJ,
Yeah.
Waiting for the Super Bs.
Aha,
yes.
there we go. Thursday we'll know who won the classic Super Bee and the Hellbee, the Charger Hellcat. And guys, I don't know if you know, another era has ended. The Dodge Hellcat production ended at the end of 2023. That means no more supercharged V8 Hemi muscle cars coming out of Detroit. A moment of silence for the Hellcat.
Maybe they'll come back. Who knows?
Huh?
Hey, maybe they'll come back. Who knows?
Maybe they'll come back, but for now we're told that there's no more.
Jesus asked, last week you were asked a question about choosing one car in the garage. The question was both PJ and Chris, and what influenced that decision. Certainly for me, the 65 Resto-Mod Vet.
And I said the Cadillac, the CT5E Blackwing.
But Jesus wants to know what was what influenced that decision?
Well, I'll start with the Cadillac. So that question said I could only have one car in here for the rest of my life, not for the earlier part of my life. It would be that one. And because here's why. It's a comfortable sedan with 668 horsepower, right? And so at my advanced age, so what? Maybe listen. If I live to be 100, that means this car has got to last me for what? 4 more decades ish, right?
I would just have a lot of fun in the 65.
You would have fun in the 65. See, I was being analytical about it, PJ. How many more years left does an average human live? What kind of performance vehicle would I like if I could only have one for all that time? And one that would kind of be so state of the art now that even 30 or 40 years from now would still be totally fun to drive. So that's why I chose the Cadillac.
And Jesus would pick the Shelby Mustang.
There you go. And that's in the house, by the way. I don't know if we've had a chance to show it off. Maybe we will later this week.
Yeah.
I drove it today, PJ.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was a whole lot of fun. I don't think I got out of second gear, but it was a whole lot of fun.
Charles says, when's the Chevy giveaway? And although I think
which Chevy? Super Chevy,
the
Super 70, Chevelle, and the Mustang, and the Camaro.
Yeah, I think was that end on Halloween or something like that.
Yeah, got a ways to go on that one. And the other Chevy giveaway is Road and Track with the, are they here? The Z06.
I think,
somewhere around
yeah, they're around somewhere.
Things moved around this morning with the Z06 and the Pro-Charged Silverado.
But only one day left, Chris.
One day. And PJ, I was about to show him the keys again because one,
that's right.
One lucky person is going to get these keys. Plus, I think you take them into some sort of quarantine room and sign over the title to them or something.
We do that. We bring you into the conference room.
Oh, the conference room.
It will
That's
be the best visit to a dealership you'll ever have. Seeing how you never have to come up with any money.
Right.
You're not signing off your life away.
Yep.
And you're getting a title to a car.
There you go. And there's
or multiple.
And Archie Blows. Big shout out again to BBS Wheels. Those are custom wheels. Look at the size of the Brembo brakes. Those are factory Brembo brakes, front and rear, and they are massive in the front.
So tomorrow, or the last day of it being tomorrow, Chris, are we going to fire this thing up?
We're going to fire it up tomorrow. What kind of sound do you think we'll hear? Maybe we'll hear that propulsion sound. I would love to take it out, but we can't. I would love to take it out so people could hear that propulsion sound.
It's in your head. Just go boom, boom, boom.
There you go. Vroom, vroom, vroom. It'll be fun tomorrow. We'll fire it up for the last day of the Mach-E Dream Giveaway. And then remember, we still have one other electric vehicle here in the garage. That is the Ford Lightning. That's paired with the new Mustang Dark Horse. And what do you guys think? Should we give away more electric cars, less electric cars? If they have high performance, like the Mustang, not like the Mustang, like the Mach-E GT, does that kind of make up for the fact that it's electric? If it's got 480 horsepower. Or the Lightning, 500 plus horsepower.
Yeah. Kathy corrected us. Super Chevy ends August 15th. Caddy ends on Halloween.
There you go. What a prize. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. More great fun, more great action, more great grand prizes. Tomorrow is your last day to win the Mach-E. We'll see you tomorrow in our favorite place on earth, the Dream Giveaway Garage.
See you next